Tokyo Game Show 2009.
Hey guys, it is Tokyo Game Show 2009, and I am here joined by James Coate from Ruffian Games, and we're going to talk a little Crackdown 2. Jim, Crackdown seems like a tough game to follow up on because players were already so powerful in the original game. So what did you guys set out to do from the outset to follow up on the success of Crackdown?
Well, we really want to try to deliver a similar experience. I mean, Crackdown is unique, and we want to try and retain all that specialness about it. But we also want to expand upon the way the potential for it. So, we're really cranking up the numbers in terms of what the player fights against, as well as what they can do. So, for example, the mechanic of freaks and fighting against thousands of people in a population just is great. And then you've also got the element of the free-form gameplay. Crackdown was really nice that you could approach any mission from any angle at any point. And that again, it's one of those special features that we really want to hold on to, but build in new mechanics of being able to tell a little bit more of narrative of what's happening. And the players will get to find out more about the agency and the cell and the organisation that's fighting against the agency. And we've got a nice three-way battle between day and night. Who controls the city? Is it the agency? Is it the cell? Or is it the freaks? So there's a nice setup there for a lot of fun.
So let's go ahead and talk about that freak system, that day-night dynamic that changes between periods of the day. What's going on in the city here, and how does that change the gameplay when these mutated freaks come out at night?
Well, that's the thing. I mean, if you remember from the end part of Crackdown 1, the virus was unwittingly released, and the freaks were let loose from the research centre. And the agency 10 years later, where we are now in Crackdown 2, is really struggling for survival. They've got the civilian uprising against them, and they've sabotaged the agent program. The agency's struggling to get that back up and running, and the players introduced into Crackdown 2 when they're just starting to have that happen again. So the potential there is that the city's struggling to survive. People in their daily lives are they're going out in the day trying to gather resources so that they can survive at night, because the freaks come out and they just go wild. So you imagine this situation where nighttime comes and everyone gets scared, they retreat indoors, the freaks come out and completely own the streets. Literally thousands of them walking around the streets of every part of the world, and that's something that actually we wanted to try and resolve from the first game, is that the player, every time they interacted with the crowd of pedestrians, they were punished. And it was actually good fun to play with the crowd, mowing them down in cars and things like that. It was great fun, and every time you got that experience, you were slapped, and it's like, I want to do that. So we kind of built in this mechanic where you get to do that, and it's just the pure element of Crackdown that we took and said, I like that, and people like that, and we want to make that part of the game, and that's how we're doing it. So,
Jim, that toy box aspect was definitely one of my very favorite parts of the original game. How have you guys expanded on that? I know you showed off a few really interesting new weapons today.
Yeah, we've been having a lot of fun, basically. There's new gadgets that the agent gets to play with. There's new weapons. Now, for an example, the new UV shotgun, it's an energy-based weapon. Not only does it kill people, but it also acts as a repulsor. So you blast it against objects, and objects pinged into the sky and things like that. It's very simple fun. Then you've got mag grenades. Mag grenades are sticky grenades that stick to objects, but they also act as a giant elastic band sort of thing. So you can create big catapults. You can create crazy things like stringing cars up to make a bridge and things like that across gaps that you couldn't cross before. So it's just about making sure that we create lots of fun little gadgety toys in the world. What we then do is just say to the player, go and have fun, and just mess around. We're not going to punish you for messing around and creating cool stuff. Those moments that people have, that's what we're trying to architect.
Well, Jim, I've enjoyed the snapshot of the development you guys have given us today, but before I let you go, when do you expect Crackdown 2 to be available in stores?
It'll be 2010.
Jim? Thank you very much. Crackdown 2, it's going to be available 2010. Stay tuned for more coverage leading up to that release date.